Welcome to Diligent Minds Academy, where I provide practical steps for you to become a better you. If you're new here, I want to ask you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss a thing, especially if you love the type of content that's going to help you become the better version of yourself. With Diligent Minds Academy, you can expect things to be a little bit easier in personal development, things that are going to help you become better right the moment when you hear them. It don't take weeks, days, months to apply them. Some things may, but overall, I like to make it simple for the everyday person. In today's video, I will be talking about how do you unlearn so that you can relearn. And we're going to jump into it right after this. Now I want you to think, which of these will still serve you to go on the path that you want to go on now? There may be some old thoughts and feelings you still hold on to that no longer serve you anymore for the direction that you like to go in your life. Unlearning something forces you to step outside of your old way of thinking. Unlearning can only be done if you acknowledge the things that need to be taken away. You must make the decision to let go of all those old thoughts and beliefs that you've been holding on to for so long. Some of them are embedded in you since you were a kid. But it's your decision to decide that this is no longer serving me. I'm a grown individual now, so I need to make that change. We are conditioned to a certain thought pattern and certain way of thinking, certain way of feeling. And it's not our fault. It's normal. That's what happens with everyone. Once you get application of things happening over and over again, it gets programmed into your mind. It's like your mind is a computer. And the more that you do these things, the more it's embedded into its motherboard. And how do you let those things go? Especially when these things are built by our repetitive actions and experiences. If you don't actively force these things outside of your mind, then your mind goes on autopilot. When you're in the process of unlearning something, you need to do it with the intention to relearn a new way of thinking. Identify what your new thought pattern will consist of, and how will you grow from this new form of thinking. You must reject the urge to engage with the old way of thinking. Because in the beginning, when you first start this process, your old way of thinking will be much more powerful than the new thoughts that you're bringing in, because they've been there for so long, so they've been able to strengthen themselves up. Think of these like being bullies. They're going to try to bully you at your weakest points when they know that you're most vulnerable. And that's the most important time that you must fight back and let your mind know that you're in control. Once you master the process of relearning, you now have the power to change the direction in which you will go. Like I mentioned earlier, our mind's on autopilot. So think of changing it as like the pilot going in, changing the destination for the airplane. That's the same with your mind, because it's going in this one direction. But you decide that you want to go to the left a little bit more, or you want to go to the right. You need to change your destination altogether. So you need to go in there, you need to change a few things, you need to change a few dials a little bit, just so that you could get on a different track than what you're already set to go on. Because 95% of our thoughts, maybe even more, are always on autopilot. We do these things without thinking about them. We respond to things without thinking about it because it's already programmed within us. And then our mind, remember, we dealt with this before, and this is how we're going to handle it this time because we handled it this way before. So if you want to change your reaction to things, you need to actively go in there and change your programming. And if you don't choose to unlearn old behaviors and old feelings, old thoughts, then you're going to constantly repeat the same behaviors and have the same type of results that you've been getting before. One of the most important things to remember with all of this, remember that the unconscious repetition that you repeat every single day, this repetition is training our body to remember the most common reaction. So if you ask yourself, why can't I change? That's because you're not going into your mind, reprogramming it. So if you want to unlearn something, make the conscious effort to do it. It's going to take a lot of work on your part. It's going to take a lot of effort. And it's going to be an uphill battle the whole time, because your mind is going to try and resist. Your mind is going to try to trick you to tell you, like, no, we're okay. We're doing fine just the way that we've been doing things. So why are you trying to change stuff now? You need to go in there and tell your mind, like, you know what we've been doing isn't working anymore. What we're doing isn't what I want to do, because it's not serving me and the purpose of where I want to go now. So we're going to change things up. Remember, you control your mind, and your mind doesn't control you, and your body is controlled by your mind, and vice versa. Remember that, and never let your mind tell you otherwise. Everybody has greatness within, even you.